Denmark, with a population of under 6 million people, this small Scandinavian country may seem like an unlikely place for green innovation, given its small population. In Denmark's capital, Copenhagen, innovation in transportation has been pioneered since the 1960s, when politicians realized that passenger cars were starting to overwhelm the city. We're currently on Stroll in Copenhagen, one of the largest pedestrian shopping streets in the world. Though Stroll is packed with pedestrians and shoppers today, it wasn't always this way. In the 1950s, this was one of Copenhagen's busiest streets for cars. Its plazas were parking lots, the street was several lanes wide and over a kilometer long, accommodating many cars per day. As more cars took over the street, automobile emissions increased, making the street more polluted and less friendly to pedestrians. On a rainy day, a passerby was surprised to find out that Stroll used to be a terrible place to take a walk. Did you have any idea that this used to have cars on it?
I had absolutely no idea.
What was your reaction when you first heard that?
Kind of very interesting to me. You know, all I see every day when I'm walking and biking is just people enjoying their time, and I could have never imagined that people didn't have the opportunity to walk freely like they do now.
In 1962, there was a mayor that really believed in this idea of making Stroll a walking street, and they decided to try it out.
Josh Morrison works for Fundament Design, a design firm based in Copenhagen.
Shops really protested, saying if cars can't park in front of us, we'll lose all of our business. Shortly after it was closed and they did this trial, it became extremely popular. On the day of the trial, there was a lot of cars like honking and protesting, and there was a lot of pushback, but then a few days later, the streets just flooded with people, and it was very clear that it was functioning in a better way. There's 3 times as many people using the inner city and spending time in the inner city than there were 40 years ago. Where we've seen a really great example of this is what's happened in the inner city of New York.
Times Square was another place where parts of a street were closed to cars, leading to decreased automobile traffic and increased pedestrian activity.
The idea was to do a temporary sort of redesign of the street where they used really cheap materials and planters and just blocked off sections of the street and simplified the intersection. That was, again, an example where there was extreme resistance and there was just enough support that they could try it out. And then once it was there, people couldn't imagine it any other way. It's definitely a concept that could be replicated in other American cities.
Car-free streets are massively scalable and can be implemented in cities with existing robust public transit systems. Temporary and permanent car bans on inner-city streets have already drastically lowered carbon monoxide levels in Tokyo, Vienna, and Paris. While shop owners may complain about the closing of major thoroughfares initially, they will likely find that pedestrian traffic will increase, as seen in Copenhagen and New York. It's a simple idea that can be implemented cheaply, quickly, and efficiently in cities across the United States, Europe, and the rest of the world. For Planet Forward, I'm Nathaniel Wiener in Copenhagen, Denmark.